Hello, and welcome to Shite Talk, an Irish history podcast. This week we've got Brinsley McNamara from Weird Ireland. You've probably seen Brinsley all over Instagram and TikTok, but this week he's here to chat to us about, well, to be honest, we jumped all over the place. We didn't really have a subject, but we covered a whole heap of stuff. But if what you hear in the episode now isn't enough for you, there's bonus content. We have another about 45 minutes of a chat over on the Patreon page, which is only €5 a month to sign up for. There's over 100 hours of content there. And in that episode, we talk about the alternative ending to Father Ted, a little bit about love-hate, lost footage from Irish media, like Rimini Riddle, a TV show about I think it's like a children's murder mystery TV show. You can see why it's been lost over the years. Oh, and before I forget, Brinsley has a book. The Weird Ireland Unofficial Guide to the Island book is out in all good bookstores, online, wherever you get your books. And then if you want to see us live, you can go buy tickets to our show in the Laughter Lounge on March 6th, 2025. I think that's everything now. Go enjoy the episode, have fun, listen to part 2 in the Patreon, all the good stuff. Leave a review, like, share. Good luck. Chat after. Bye.
Gather around now, you're in for a story. Old tales of lore, all in search of a glory. The history and mystery of lads, lasses and all. Discoveries and voyages, the rise and the fall. Follow me now as we go back in time. We trace the steps of Irish heritage to find. Joseph from Carlo and Kevin the dog guide you through the ways of Shite.
We're here with Brinsley McNamara, Ireland's weirdest person.
Unofficial tour guide to Ireland, I would say.
Yeah, that's a much better tag.
Yeah. I just document the weird stuff. I don't know if I'm especially weird.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, are you still posting on Weird Westmeath?
No, I haven't posted on that since January when I started doing this. It still exists.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, like it was
That's for the OG. That's for the real fans.
There is so, but like it's weird. Even recently, even only 2 weeks ago, I was in town and like I said, I haven't posted in like over 6 months on that.
Yeah.
And I'd meet some people and they're like, oh my God, I was such a big fan of Weird Westmeath. And that page had like 5,000 followers in 4 years. Like, it was never that big. It was pretty big and decently big in Westmeath.
But
the Weird Ireland, they didn't even know it. They just knew. They were just like, that still happens weirdly.
But Weird Westmeath. Well, everyone we've met from Westmeath has been very well. Like Alison Spittle. I think a few more people have been like. I mean, Westmeath is sort of, I would say, arguably a forgotten county.
Yeah,
I
think it's up there.
Counties, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the most forgotten. I'd say, honestly, the most forgotten ones
is
you don't even remember them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even think.
What you call it? What was that one?
It's Longford.
Where are you from again? Leitrim?
Close to Kilkenny.
Close to Kilkenny, yeah. You're right. I mean, well, Carlo has the unfortunate statistic of being the second smallest by population and second smallest by landmass.
Is that right? Yeah.
Can't even be the best at being the worst at anything.
Yeah, not even bottom of the category
Yeah.
either, which is somehow even worse. But,
Even any coastline?
Mm-mm.
No. Yikes.
No. Is it one of the only double landlocked counties? Where like every county that touches it is also landlocked?
Oh no, because we touch on like Wexford, don't we?
Do you?
Yeah, we're all right.
We got a coastline.
Yeah.
You only have to go through one.
Leash can go fuck.
Yeah, Leash. Yeah. But so you've been traveling around Ireland and documented the weird things that are in the country. But before that, you were just documenting specifically Westmeath.
Yep, and I was doing that 3.5 years anyways and didn't run out of stuff.
Yeah. You
so
can keep going through.
Yeah. So Ireland that's not gonna be a problem whatsoever. I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
I was looking at the last because we were chatting to you at some point. I think when we were doing a gig in Mullingar, and you're in the middle of running a statues of Mary competition.
Oh,
the weirdest looking statue,
something like that. Yeah. It was. I might have been. Yeah, it was around that time basically. The Scary Marys of Westmeath.
Scary Marys of Westmeath.
People liked that one.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it was good. That was several years ago, but that was that was good. I can't remember which one of them won.
I think it was the Multi-Farnham one. That one's pretty Multi-Farnham Friary one. Not that you're going to remember what that looks like or anything, but
I can picture it in my mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty freaky. Yeah.
But what was your favorite? Well, I don't know where to start. It's very warm in this room.
Oh my God, honestly.
That's throwing me off now. I'm wearing all black for no reason. But What do we? So you chose Brinsley McNamara.
Yeah.
Do people know that that's a pen name?
I don't know. People in Ireland, yeah, they clock it pretty quickly, I think. People abroad...
Just because Brinsley is not.
Just because of Brinsley, but I think there's some folk abroad who, for all they know, Brinsley is like, could be an Irish name for all they know, so they just don't think anything out of it. The amount of followers I get who either DM me or comment or make some reference to my last name being McNamara, and they're like, oh, I'm also McNamara. It happens maybe today. It happens absolutely all the time. All the time. Yeah.
Because, so Brinsley McNamara is a reference to... a book, but it wouldn't exactly be the most. It's the pen name of
John Weldon.
Yeah.
John Weldon, the Delvin author. Of Valley of the Squinting Windows.
Valley of the Squinting Windows, which is a great piece of literature. But have you gone to Delvin to do it yet?
Oh, I mean, I've been there many times in general, but I was there for Paddy's Day this year. Actually, I was there for Paddy's Day +1 because they do their Paddy's Day on the 18th. Well, this year they did. They always do it a little bit after. Yeah. So you can do it twice if you like in 1 year.
I suppose why not? Like, why not just keep... Like, it doesn't mean anything.
It's Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
Wasn't our national day, is it not?
Is it?
What else is it?
Well, like, what is it really celebrating? It's not actually an anniversary of anything. It's
his birth or his death, I think.
Which I don't think are dates that are known. It's like Christmas. It's kind of he might have died around this time. Yeah. It's a celebration of a Welsh child that we kidnapped. We play down the whole, slave child aspect of it. We're obviously running pirates and buying children,
which I've mentioned now pretty much every tour as we go around like Dublin Castle. You just tell people, you get down to the Brian Boru, like at the church there, and you have Brian Boru and St. Patrick, and you just mention that because you always go with what's his Melvin Suckett.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
Who is
St. Patrick?
What?
His first name isn't Saint.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Or Patrick.
I was going to guess he was. Well, not guess. I was going to imagine he was Patricius or something Latin sounding like that.
No, his name is Melwin Sukat.
Okay.
Or Melwin Suk or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
So
news to me.
But you explained that to people. Then they were like, "Did you know he was kidnapped? He was A, Welsh, B, kidnapped."
Yeah.
Went back. I meant to do it last year. I'm going to do it for the next St. Patrick's Day. That he might have just been like a moneylender who was kind of a bastard.
Really?
Yeah. That's right.
But even argued, like, the stuff that we do know about him, the one thing that we are sure about him, well, maybe not even, but like the one thing most associated with him is that he brought Christianity to the country, which, in retrospect, not a great idea. That didn't work out.
It's debatable.
Didn't work out great for us, to be honest. People give the Brits a hard time for coming over here. Church, probably worse if you were to pick one.
Yeah. It was a black day, seemingly. What do you call it? St. Patrick's Day, no?
Huh?
At one point, it was a black day?
What do you mean?
As in, Christmas Day, Good Friday, St. Patrick's Day.
That it was a non-alcoholic day. Yeah. A black day.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
I never heard that.
What do you mean you've never heard that?
Never heard that.
I knew that it was one of the...
I don't hear the world through those.
What?
Yeah. I don't see colour.
No,
or non-alcoholic days. No, because I knew it was one of the 5 days.
5?
Because yes, Christmas, Good Friday, St. Patrick, Stephen's Day, and then Easter Sunday. Maybe not. Yeah,
not Stephen's. That'd be a
New
big
Year's.
day for pints.
But
so Paddy's Day.
These are all like ones. Yeah. They're all gone now except just Christmas.
Just Christmas. Yeah.
My mother would always argue that she was the only person I knew that was against the revoking of the Good Friday one.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, "Would you not leave the men off for one day? Not one day to stay at home with their families? Is that too much to have?" So then, St. Patrick's Day, the tradition of like getting drunk and like dyeing rivers green and all that sort of stuff. That's Irish immigrants.
Yeah.
And so when does it get revoked? Like in the mid 80s?
I heard the 1950s.
I don't know. Is it that early?
Well, because it was hated as a day first, because it was more of an American thing. They started in New York and then spread to Boston, or vice versa.
Right.
And then people back here were like, "We're not celebrating that Yank fucking paddy wackery holiday."
So when that came backwards, or what?
Division.
It went to the USA and then came back, kind of.
Really? Immigrants started it, and then it found its way back over here because they were like, "No, you can just have a day off and go drinking."
Right.
Here,
we were like, "Well, you can have the day off, but no, none of this."
Well, like all the Irish lads would have been going to mass, then coming home to eat a plate of boiled vegetables and no drink. And then you'd be getting phone calls from your fucking cousins who fucked off to the States, and they'd be telling you about like dyeing Chicago River green and getting drunk on shots. And then we were like, that's probably what St. Patrick really wanted.
Is that what Dundalk Paddy's Day is like?
Dundalk No,
No.
I haven't been. We always went to the St. Patrick's Day parade in Carrickmacross. That's a real.
Oh, in Monaghan?
In Monaghan.
Why?
Yeah.
Is that not like an hour away?
Yeah, it's not too hard. That's not too far to travel for the greatest show on earth.
Fair, okay. Tip for next year.
It's one of those. I describe them as festivals where it's hard to tell if the people in the festival are just on their way to work or actually part of a parade. It's mostly just businesses and tractors and farmers who seem to be just going about their regular day,
right?
And then caught up in the parade. But that's what St. Patrick's Day is really all about.
Yeah,
it's the spirit of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Mardi Gras, but Irish. I like to think,
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mullingar this year on the 17th, it was very structured. You've got all the bands out and all this and that and the other and, costumes and that.
Yeah.
Then I went to the Delvin one the following day and it's way looser. Like, everything's tractors. It's just men wearing Darth Vader masks on motorbikes. It's just men dressed up like Joe Dolan waving knickers at people and stuff like that.
Now, that does sound good.
Guys dressed as Elvis on track, just stuff like that. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Dressed as Joe Dolan waving knickers. Still keeping up that line.
On a bicycle.
Yeah, I'm also conscious now. This episode's going to come out basically in December.
Yeah,
this is very irrelevant.
The video of three of us just sweating.
Yeah, remember the good times in summer.
The heating bill, it's going to be off.
But St. Patrick's Day. It's similar to why is Christmas in the depths of winter, just for morale. St. Patrick's Day is just at the start of spring when things are starting to pick up a little bit. Sometimes you get a sunny St. Patrick's weekend.
There's very specific St. Patrick's weather. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets dark way earlier than you anticipate, even though it's March, so the days aren't long. The clocks aren't changed yet.
No, but you've been in the winter for so long that it's the first time you start to remember happiness.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true, yeah. It's always a little bit damp, or tends to be a little bit damp as well.
And then you often get the pairing up of, the Ireland, it's the end of the Six Nations.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times you see Ireland playing England that weekend to decide whatever bullshit we've decided which of the 5 teams that play rugby in the Northern Hemisphere is the best for this year. But that's the real St. Patrick's Day meaning.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Knock that one off.
Did I mention this? Did I tell you this the other week when I was doing one of the tours that that with Brian Boru and St. Patrick down in Dublin Castle, that I was doing one, and right before I brought my group down, there was a group in front of me and they were all rubbing his head like it was good luck. And then they are asking me why was that, and they rubbed Brian Boru's head a little. I was like, oh, I suppose Brian Boru had loads of kids, and they were like, oh, is it a fertility thing if I go rub it? I was like, no, you can rub Molly Malone's tits if you want.
That's a fertility thing.
I don't even know where this Brian Boru statue is. Where's this?
It's just a head.
A head?
Yeah, like either side of a doorway into the church down in Dublin Castle. They've got
a bust.
No, that's Molly Malone.
Speaking of Molly Malone.
Hey.
It is funny that the Bundesliga, the German football league. I had to look at Jason there to nod to see if I was saying it right. The final was in Dublin over the summer, and they'd set up Dublin Castle.
That was not what was happening, but okay.
Was that not it?
The Europa League.
The Europa League final, but it was the whatever.
Bundesliga champions, Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah. What happened there is that I had a load of German children on a tour the other day, and I was trying to impress them. The same way that your, out of touch grandparents would talk about. I was just like, the
Fortnite or whatever.
You guys like football? Well, the Bundesliga was actually here.
And they didn't correct you or anything?
No, they're like, I don't give a shit. There's no point to an empty courtyard. I was like, do you like football? Well, there was a stand here related to football several weeks ago. Is it there now? No, God no. It's just the statue of Brian Boru, which you can't touch. But when it was there, they had photo opportunities or whatever for the welcome in the Europa League, and they had a sort of pastiche of Dublin. It was the iconic Dublin pieces, and one of them is the Poolbeg Towers, the Samuel Beckett Bridge, and then Molly Malone. And it is bizarre that there's so many iconic statues of famous men all around the city. The only statue of a woman, I might be wrong on this, but I think the only statue of a woman is just a fictional woman with giant tits. That's not great. Not great for.
Yeah, that's
not great for feminists.
With an empty wheelbarrow.
Is there a statue of Markovich anywhere? There is there?
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah, but there's no statue of Michael Collins.
No, there's no statue of Eamon De Valera either.
for good reason.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
As you're never supposed to put the devil into plaster.
Well, he now doesn't have a feature-length film either.
That's true.
Yeah, with Julia Roberts. Huh?
Yeah. I wonder will this film with Michael Collins be biased? The one with Liam Neeson playing him and the Snake Man playing him.
Do you ever hear of My Beloved Enemy? Do you know that movie?
No.
Oh, you don't know it? It's just something I was writing on the way up here when I was going to go into the book. I'm just doing some small bits about Irish movies that are a little bit weird or people might not have heard of. The movie Michael Collins from what, 96?
Yeah.
I think 96 about that. That is not the first adaptation of his life.
Oh, yeah.
In film. The first one was from 1936. And it's a British movie called My Beloved Enemy. I don't believe he's called Michael Collins in the movie, but it is based off of all that.
Fenian bastard.
Yeah. I've not seen it yet.
Rat scum.
Yeah. David Niven's in it. And he would be very young in that, I'm pretty sure, actually, in 1936. Yeah.
Yeah. God, that was a My Beloved Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit too close to...
Because have you seen the documentary Hang Up Your Brightest Colours?
No, I never even heard of that. What's that?
That's there's I think the guy's English. I think the guy who wrote it, he was buried with the Irish tricolour and maybe it's aged badly now with the flag of Israel. I'm fairly yeah.
Side
What's
by
the context
side.
of this?
Yeah, so he found out about Michael Collins and was like, I'm going to make a documentary about this, and got it on to the BBC. Or maybe they tried to suppress it. So they didn't put it out for years. He might have sued them then and got the money he was paid. He bought a house in like basically an estate where all the military like generals, and he made that like a Michael Collins museum in London somewhere, something like that. But yeah, I think he was defected, but he would have moved over here years ago. He has two documentaries. There's one about that, and maybe the other one might just be the War of Independence or the Civil War. But it's great because he's an actor by trade who then made a documentary. So it's mainly him walking around. Just you'd want to see. You have to.
Is it on YouTube? Can I just
it's
watch
all on
it
YouTube. Yeah.
All right.
Very long one-shot takes where he will just go and sit down in the middle of a street and Dublin as he's saying things. I can't recommend it more.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, what about the Valley of the Squinting Windows?
Oh yeah. What about it?
Is that?
Have you read it?
No.
Really? Have you read
No.
it?
No.
Oh, I read it.
Yeah. Well, of course you. Read
Yeah.
You wrote it.
Yeah.
No, I think I only came across it in the context of I can't remember.
Have you done an episode about it at all?
No, I didn't. We did an episode. I wrote an episode about that woman who got fired from her teaching job in the 1980s because she was pregnant. Had a wedlock.
That's pretty
and
good.
it came up in that for some reason.
It came up in that. I don't know if you know the full story. So you already know Brinsley McNamara, real name John Weldon.
Yeah, he wrote the book, and then there was like a book burning of it.
I believe the day that they figured it, the day that a lot of the villagers. Do you know why that happened?
Because he wrote a book, like a thinly veiled book about their town.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's about what's the town called?
In real life, it's called Delvin.
It's Delvin.
In the book, it's Garadrimna.
Yeah, because we drove through Delvin once. At some point, you probably don't remember it, but I was pointing at it, being like, "Well, this is the town from Valley." I think in researching
from the book I haven't read.
From the book I haven't read, I think in researching the story about the teacher who was fired, it was the first time I heard the phrase "Valley of Squinting Windows."
All right,
to describe kind of small town, curtain twitching is kind of the phrase now.
It is, yeah. It's a good name for that, to be honest. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Valley of Squinting Windows is a little bit too wordy. But
it is wordy. I will say that. Yeah, I will say that. People like to call Delvin that. They actually pretty embrace it now in Delvin these days. They have
they stop burning books, I think.
Yeah, they stop burning them. They actually have a Valley of the Squinting Windows. But they've got the Delvin Book Festival, which is in May every year, and sometimes gets called the Valley of Squinting Windows.
Some of the older folk do show up with like lighters and petrol fluid.
Yeah, now that book came out in 1919, so it's over 100 years old. So, but apparently, so like I don't know. For example, in the book, there's a woman who works at the post office there, and she'll be able to recognize any letter that's coming in by the handwriting, which I'm sure they would have in a small town. You'd know whose letter there was. So if she saw handwriting she didn't recognize, what she'd do is she'd go into her kitchen, which was just the next door over because she lived next to the post office. She'd boil the kettle, or it'd already be boiling. She'd just put the letter above it so the wax unsealed, and then she'd read the letter, get everything, reseal it, and just send it off for that.
Yeah,
and that's one of the many slights in the book that are taken against real people in it. Yeah. They did not have their real names, nor did the town, but they weren't egots. They didn't fool anyone.
They'd piece it together.
Yeah. Now,
like, well, this is clearly
this is clearly this person.
John, because he was a school teacher, wasn't he?
No, his dad was a school teacher.
Okay.
His dad was a school teacher in Delvin, and I don't think John Weldon lived there at the time.
Even worse.
Yeah. And that, as soon as they figured it out, I think even that very evening, they burnt a pile of the books at what is now a youth centre in the middle of the town. And they went to the Weldon House. Sorry,
John, it's your publisher. I got great news.
Yes.
Sales are skyrocketing in Delvin.
I suppose to burn the books, you'd have to
gotta
buy the
them.
books.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Big spike.
But the main thing happened after that was the dad was a school teacher there. A lot of the parents would just boycott bringing their kids to his school, so he just had empty classes, so he wouldn't get paid. And there was a lawsuit for a few years afterwards surrounding that. But apparently,
So that's just a great way to get around, like, you know. He's written a book about our like small-minded, backwards folk. Let's get our kids out of school. That'll break the stereotypes.
apparently for decades after that, people would like, you know, even like nearby on a weekend or on a Sunday, would just drive down to Delvin to see if they could spot the people in the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently for decades
God
after that.
damn.
They're all very long dead at this point. It's been that long.
Yeah. I
think
mean, I
of
don't know why I find that surprising. I kind of want to go there.
I know,
now
and
to
see
it.
the
Yeah.
descendants of the people who were like.
Yeah.
There was a Brinsley's bar there for a little while, for not long at all.
Ah.
In
burnt
Delvin.
down.
No, it's getting
Oh,
turned. I think
related.
it's getting turned into a Londis or something.
Just think of the letters that once that came out and they knew that the woman at the post office was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the fake letters that you would write. I was off with the woman from the post office daughter the other day.
Yeah.
50 different letters the same week.
Oh, well, we should go on a pilgrimage to Delvin then.
Yeah, I get. I know where a lot of the. I'd have to. You know what? Honestly, yesterday I went to go get. There's a book about it called "The Burning of Brinsley McNamara," and it's very, 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 very short. And I've tried to get it out of the library to like
burn
revise all. Yes, to burn it, that too. But to revise it, but it wasn't in there, kind of thing. But using that, you can piece together where the book burning happened, where the Weldons lived, where the school was. You pretty much could do a tour of it, to be honest. Yeah,
I mean, it's not a big place.
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not big at all. Yeah.
Wait, is it Meath? It's not Westmeath.
It's in Westmeath.
It's in
Westmeath. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You could have made an educated guess at that.
And so how
Yeah.
did they find out that it was based on them?
They weren't egots.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
it's
but
just 'cause
a local
he's
man
from
wrote
the
a
town,
book. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, a new book.
It wasn't
Let's see what's
his
in.
dad being like, guess what the son did?
Yeah. Well, like, it's the same as, you know, Kavanagh got in trouble for writing about the local people. It was like, who the fuck else is he writing
Yeah.
about? Like, he's never seen him leave the place.
Yeah.
He tried to walk to Dublin once, but
From where? From Cavan.
from Monaghan. No,
Monaghan.
he's from Michigan.
All right.
Yeah, when he came to Dublin, well, sure, yeah. How else would you get there? You can't get from Michigan to Dublin now easily.
A bicycle probably would have helped.
Bicycles is the tool of the devil.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree
He
with that.
went through
yeah.
Delvin and got burnt. Took it off him. But you mentioned briefly there that you're writing a book.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us more about that?
Sure, why not? It's out now, I'd say.
Yeah.
No, it's called Weird Ireland, an unofficial guide to the island. And
Nice.
it's, I can't remember how many I wrote, maybe 50 or 60 kind of small pieces about different things. Yeah, I'm just going to do, you guys don't know what's in it, so I'm just going to ask
No.
you a couple of things, see if you guys know these. Do you know about the 1985 summer of the Moving Marys in Ireland?
Yes.
Surely. Have you done an episode on that?
No.
Do.
I feel like it's probably because we did an episode about the
The statue of Mary in Tipperary.
yes, the bleeding.
The bleeding
yeah, that was one of the
statue.
first ones we did. The bleeding
Really?
eye statue in Tipperary that stopped the War of Independence.
Oh, right. I don't even know that one. Where in Tip?
Couple of weeks.
Where was it? It was Nina.
Yeah.
Uh,
That they
No.
was it the Ra came down? No, the
Everyone came down.
The
But it was
Iraq
in the
came
middle
out
of the
as
War
protection.
of Independence. Oh no, sorry, it was the middle of the Civil War.
Mm.
One of the wars. It was the middle of the Civil War, I think. And some guy said that he saw blood coming out of the eyes of Mary,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole war stopped
Right.
in the area, and everyone had a sort of truce. And Collins came down to inspect it.
Right.
And spoilers, it turns out that the guy had he jerry-rigged a couple of statues to squirt sheep's blood out their eyes. But
Jeez.
for like a week or two, everything stopped.
Right. That's pretty crazy. I never heard that one now.
That's a good, or the one I was going to say was the third secret of Fatima. The guy who hijacked the Aer Lingus plane.
Yeah,
to
that's I've listened. That's a great episode.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like where
That was- yeah.
the Minister of Transport has to go sort it out.
get Albert Reynolds. Yeah. For some
What's he
reason,
gonna
it's
do? Like,
well, a plane's been kidnapped. That sounds like transport to me, Reynolds. Get over there. But yeah, the statues. I don't know who. I'm sure there is.
how much do you know about the moving statues?
Yeah, like I've been. I've seen them. I've
Really?
seen the statues
In Ballinspittle, County Cork.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not even been there yet.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's I've spent a good bit. We cycled all around Cork, and then I went back and like drove around. Like, it's still a claim to fame down there.
It is, yeah. But I mean, when you really look into it, it's very easy to get if you go online, you'll see all of the video footage of.
Yeah.
No video footage of the statue moving. It can't. Yes, statue moving cannot be picked up on camera.
Okay.
They're even pretty sure about
It's
time.
too quick.
It's whatever it is. The camera's too slow. Yeah, once from 1985.
The statue kept making lewd.
Yeah.
Like the statue kept singing licensed music, so I can't actually see her on YouTube.
That you
As
cost.
soon as I
Yeah.
put it up, she keeps singing the Beatles. It's like that's like I pulled down automatically. But that I don't know. Is there much of a? Obviously, there is much of a story there.
Oh, there's huge. I mean, you know about the guys who destroyed it in October. So, it starts, the Ballinspittle one starts moving in July of 85. There's actually precursor statues, not the Ballinspittle one, but earlier in February and March of that year.
because it happens
Yeah.
like it's like the Great Famine.
It goes on for like a
There's
year.
loads, but there's loads of them popping out all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Father Ted joke of it's like trying to get a Catholic girl to stop. Oh no, was it?
I don't know.
There's some line in there. It's like trying to get the statues of Mary to stop appearing to Catholic girls. You just can't do it. It's just I feel like it was a phenomenon in the 80s where it kept happening in different places.
It did. Well, it did. That's true too. But I mean, this very concentrated one, and the three guys who came down to destroy it with a hammer.
Oh no.
Oh, you don't know that bit. That's
No,
how the phenomenon ended.
Oh.
Yeah, the Ballinspittle statue moved. It began moving, whatever, in July. Crowds were congregating. By early August, there was camera crews there.
Yeah.
Other ones moved around the country in Sligo, I think in Kilkenny, I think in Wicklow. It was, a sensation. By October of that year,
Yeah.
3 guys drove down from Dublin in a Mazda, I believe it was, car.
That's a great level of detail you could only expect in this book.
Exactly, yeah. One of them stayed in the car. 2 of the guys ran up. You've been there. It's like a little bit of a slope
It's
going
way
up.
up it, yeah.
Yeah, they run up to this thing.
Like
and at this
grotto.
point in the evening, there is lots of worshippers, revelers, whatever you say.
Pilgrims.
Pilgrims, exactly, yeah. Tourists too, yeah.
John Wayne was there.
Yeah.
Who?
John Wayne.
Yeah. There was food vans for this thing. Did you know? There was like people selling
Oh,
grotto,
yeah.
grotto
Yeah.
burgers and everything. It was like a
It's like an
music
institution.
festival.
What was
Yeah.
their reasoning for wanting to break the statue? Just
They
the crack?
they go,
Badness.
they smash it, they get in the car, they drive, they get arrested in Abbey Leaks. They didn't even make it the whole way back to Dublin. There is footage of them at their trial in Portlaoise court, and it turned out they were part of a Christian denomination from California. They were from Ireland, but they were from some kind of like denomination over there, and they hated the worship of idols.
Sure.
Yeah. They actually got off in the end. They didn't get
Really?
They did. It was some weird technicality where it wasn't classed as a worshipping place or something like that because it was outside rather than inside.
I would not like my chances going up against like in the 1980s
I
going up
know.
against the church in Ireland.
One of the biggest shames about that story is we can see the video footage still online of these guys at Portlaoise, and they do talk to the camera, they do give the reasons. That's all interesting. However, March of 1986, we know from newspapers that they went on to the Late Late Show with Gay Byrne, the 3 of them,
Yeah.
and presumably they were talking about why they did it and everything. Lost media. We don't have it.
God damn.
We don't have public access. And if RT has it, I don't know. We don't know.
I'm sure RT had to take
Yeah.
over it to make space for Homes Under the Hammer or something.
Whatever it was, yeah. Glen Rowe.
Yeah.
It has happened a lot more than you think. That we were missing a lot of content over the years because they literally just taped over stuff.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Do you know about the Rimini Riddle?
No.
Do you know about the Rimini Riddle?
I've seen, but that's been found. Is this still lost media?
The puppet show?
Yeah, the puppet show. I've
Yeah.
seen clips of it, but I thought people had found like actual
No,
episodes
they
now.
found...
It looks horrifying.
It looks horrifying. You ever see it? But it's a 1990 puppet soap opera.
Yeah.
Why it gets called that, I don't know.
drama.
Yeah. It was on RT2, so presumably a kid's show. It was 1992 till 95, I think. So
Yeah.
I have no memory of ever seeing it. I've never seen that show.
No, it didn't seem familiar to. It was kind of like Rosie and Jim style, but like that weird uncanny valley of puppet.
Yeah, it's a lot
It
of
looks horrifying.
there's a lot of Irish puppet shows back then that kind of look like that. But these are really like they're just gross.
Yeah.
You'll see a picture of them. They're just gross. These puppets. Also, don't know if you know this. They're not like this big. They're huge. They're like the size of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. These
More
puppets.
big.
Yeah, they're like
More big.
kind of. Yeah.
I feel, what was it with how did people get children's entertainment so wrong?
I know.
So
How did
bizarre.
Dustin the Turkey get on TV? Like, you know.
I had some tourists there recently who, where are they? Man, they might be from the States, but they just found out about the Eurovision.
Oh, yeah?
They were fascinated.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
And I was trying to explain, there's only, where do you even start by trying to explain Dustin the Turkey being sent to Eurovision? Like, that is...
You start with Zig and Zag.
Yeah.
You gotta go all
You go
the way
back to the beginning. Absolutely. Yeah.
There's no Dustin the Turkey without Zig and Zag.
Does
Let me
Bosco
tell
go
you
back
that.
further or?
Oh, yeah. Who's
Yeah.
the original bizarre?
Now, hang on. If we're going
puppet?
Wanderly Wagon, we've got Judge and Mr. Crow on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So we have to at least go back to Wanderly Wagon, and that's the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Collins was a young man born.
Michael Collins was like about this big. He was a puppet, really.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
no, that sounds like a political statement. It's really not.
It's a great political statement. But yeah, Ireland and it's bizarre. The 90s, the 80s, children's television was just
Strange,
domain of
really,
weird
yeah.
puppets.
But no, the Rimini Riddle, there is debate. We know from TV listings and that kind of thing that there was about 3 series of the Rimini Riddle. There's about 90 episodes of it. At the moment, all we have online is about 5 different clips of it. One half
Yeah.
episode that's about 13 minutes. That's the most
Okay.
substantial we have. That came out in 2021. No word of a lie. July of this year, 2024, we got 7.5 more minutes of footage,
Yeah.
and that's the newest find in 3 years. It's probably the most popular case of Irish lost media, and it's.
You big
I'm big.
into lost
I'm
media?
gigantic in lost
Okay.
media. Gigantic in
Yeah,
lost
yeah, yeah.
media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you guys aren't?
No,
I've
I'm
like
obsessed with
I
it.
remember
Yeah.
when we were, who were we talking to? Was that Alison Spittle or someone about the Ted, the bear from the dead
Yeah.
that they used to throw at the presenter?
Oh,
Well,
I
it
don't-
was Ted. It
was Ted,
'cause it
yeah.
was Ted
Yeah.
Watch when he was gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
That you. When I was looking around, you can only find 1 or 2 clips of him, but he was like a weekly, bi-weekly guest. It was
Yeah.
at some point to just throw the bear at the presenter, and he would have to, like Ray Darcy and
Ray
whoever
Darcy
came
would have
after
to
him,
wrestle
would then
him.
have to pretend to wrestle with him and
Yeah.
fall off the chair, come back up, and be like, Ted's evil, and then he goes away, and then it just goes back to a regular show again.
You were talking about there's only like 2 clips of that. You were saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the soft drink score?
Yes.
There was a Reddit thread going for a while where there was no photographs of score.
Really?
Oh.
In general, there was no photographic evidence of the soft drink score in Ireland, and it
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore. But it wasn't that long ago. Maybe 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
10,
I feel
15 years
Score
ago.
was
Yeah.
when you
It's like
went
that
to a
and-
community centre event in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just score and cadet.
It's like I was going to say,
Oh,
it's,
Cadet was
it's
lit.
like the,
Cadet was lit.
the
Yeah.
Mandela effect, where it's actually you always think it was score. It turns out it was just Cadet all along.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've started selling, now this might be dated by the time this episode comes out, but they've started selling football special in Little.
Little Rally was it? Little, was it?
Little,
yeah.
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 What?
That's
Yeah,
going to be a total
it's
game
famous.
changer.
Ooh, that's huge, yeah.
That's going to take. I really think that's going to take the the speciality out of football special, because you could buy it in lovely
Yeah.
Donegal, of course, it's from Donegal, but you could get it in County Sligo. You could get it bits
in a few
around.
places.
Yeah,
You
Bang-
can get it in
Dublin,
Dublin.
Bang
you
Bang
can.
Specialty
Cafe.
places
Yeah.
in Dublin as well. You can get it. Yeah.
They'll take the heart out of Bang Bang Cafe.
Well,
'cause
what
I
I-
would only ever go there just to get the
Yeah.
football special.
Well, what I haven't seen make it out of Donegal yet is the footballs, but the banana flavoured football
Oh.
special.
Have you?
I think
That's actually
legally
on-
that can come
It's
down.
putrid.
It is, yeah.
It's. I was so against the
Luminous
idea
yellow.
of a banana flavored, soft drink, but no, I think it's unreal.
really?
I really
Yeah.
like it. I really like it. Yeah, for
Pretty
football
sure
special. Yeah,
it's just a way for them to smuggle nuclear waste out of the north.
maybe so.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
But score. Apparently, they have found one photograph of it, but there apparently was one photograph of that
Yeah.
soft drink in however so many years it was around. Yeah.
are you a fan of the Irish subreddit?
Only when I'm looking up stuff. I'm actually really not much of a redditor. Yeah, for a lost media guy, I'm shockingly not much of a redditor at all.
You're better
Yeah.
off. It's-
No, I was thinking that. I actually
Yeah.
strongly agree with that. To
Yeah.
be honest, yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's one of the most miserable
I
places.
stay away from it. He's obsessed.
I'm obsessed.
Are you? Yeah. What's your favorite R slashes?
Just Ireland.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Ask About Ireland?
The Ask Ireland, Casual Ireland, the whole Ireland.
Is there an R/Loud?
Those are all very underpopulated. There's Or Dundalk. There is Or Loud, but there's nothing in it.
You know what blew my mind recently when I learned it? Blew my mind.
Yeah.
There's a Louth village.
Yeah.
That blew. Did you know that?
No,
There's
in Louth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where else would it be?
Anywhere.
I suppose. Why is that? That's not too. Like, it's not overly. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I know, but like that's like telling me That's like if I told you, did you know there's a Westmeath town? A town just called Westmeath in Westmeath.
I wouldn't bat an eyelid at that. Well, that makes a little less sense because there's like a,
But it's not the main town. It's nowhere near the main town.
It's not even a town. It's literally
because like Carlow town.
Yeah.
Carlow.
Yeah.
That's it's the biggest. Yeah.
A lot of them aren't the like Donegal towns, not the county town.
No, it's not the
Donegal.
county town. Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely mentioned this in the podcast before.
Yeah.
But someone said to me years ago that like if your town, if there's a county town, if there's a town that shares the same name with the county and it's not the main town in said county, it's automatically a shithole. Obviously, at some point, had a leg up and an advantage, and it still managed to fail.
So Louth Village is
Louth Village I feel is an exception because it's not actually a town.
Yeah.
It's the crossroad.
fair.
But Wicklow Town, Donegal Town,
Tipperary Town?
Tipperary Town. Tipperary Town's getting beaten out by Nina, Clonmel. Not
A lot of them, yeah. A few of them, yeah.
Donegal Town's getting beaten out by Lifford?
By Lifford and by Letterkenny, I suppose. Well, that's not the much bigger place. Yeah.
Yeah, Lead Village. Have you been to Lead Village?
No.
What are you talking? Like that's your whole thing.
What that my lead in there?
Yeah.
Oh wait, just go. Oh, like where I go to places.
Lead
Yeah.
Village,
Okay, I should go there. In which case,
Either.
huh?
There'd be nothing to see.
What's there to see?
This is right. Oh, this is right up your alley.
Yeah,
I know
totally, yeah.
a lot of, especially a lot of your earlier stuff from Weird Ireland was food related.
Yep.
You can get the first sort of Chinese restaurant we would have been, continually ordering from was Lead Village.
Really?
And there you can get a Mexican Asian dish.
Good. Yeah.
So this is the
sounds good.
crossroads of all cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
Mexican Asian fusion sold in a Louth Chinese restaurant by people who are presumably from somewhere else in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I'm gonna really I feel like my siblings are going to be listening to this episode shouting at the radio right there. I don't remember. I think we always referred to it as the Loud Chinese. I'll be honest, there's not that many other ones there.
Yeah.
It's just that. It's the only one for a long way around. I don't know what it's actually called. It
Yeah.
would have been briefly shut down due to, health code violations, but
I thought you meant going to say COVID or something.
no.
No.
Well, I wouldn't make that connection. You should go there. It's good.
I should. There's an Antrim town as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. City, I
There's
think.
Downtown.
Is there?
I don't know. Downtown Erie. A lot of them, yeah, like a lot of them will have a secret. But like Loud Village is really is a crossroads.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it far from Dundalk?
No, it's closer to like where I grew up. My grandfather, my ancestry would be Loud Village.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I was kind of trashing your ancestry there for a minute. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, I mean
It's all right. They left. They left for a reason.
Yeah, they're like they packed their bags and then moved 5 minutes down the road. to
Right.
Monaghan. But Loud Village. It's I have fond memories of driving through Loud Village. There's like a monk's hut there.
Right.
Yeah,
What? Still?
yeah.
Do you live in it?
No,
Okay.
but this is the ruins of a church.
Right.
All that sort of good stuff.
Was there ever any soft drinks just from Louth?
There? No, I
Really?
think there might have been like specially mutated Sellafield water. That was about it, because we were right across the way from Sellafield.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Did you get those tablets that...
yeah,
Yeah, well, everyone did, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure they're just cyanide pills.
Oh,
Like, there's no what were they? Yeah, if there's a nuclear event in Sellafield, there's
You have a lot
just
more to
take
worry
this.
about then.
Just take this pill and that'll be fine.
Were you ever able to get English channels just because of the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the wind would blow the right direction.
really?
Well, no, you could. You could UTV, BBC NI, BBC. We were just close enough to the border. You could get those. I guess Loud Village isn't so stupid after all. We were busy watching The Bill, back-to-back episodes of Hollyoaks, while you guys were stuck with whatever the hell you had.
In the not Rimini Riddle.
Home and away.
Yeah,
Board,
trying to get more minutes of Rimini Riddle while I was busy watching.
Will we tape it? Nah.
Nah, we'll never forget Rimini Riddle. We'll be telling the grandkids about Rimini Riddle. So what else have you found interesting about Louth?
Gee, I mean, I might nearly call it the weirdest county in Ireland that I've been. I just go there so often for such a small place. Maybe you'd agree. I don't know.
I'd certainly put that in a poster. Well, it's
Yeah.
got
You've got a mummified head in a jar in a church.
yeah, that's one of those things that it's only I would have seen that a lot as a kid, and so you're looking back at it now, you're like, that was odd. A child should probably not have access to a mummified head.
You've got the
But it was the head of Oliver Plunkett.
It was the head of Oliver Plunkett. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't just some head.
Some
vagina.
guy. I mean, it may as well be.
There might be one of those, just not a public display. So I don't know.
Yeah. God, that was. You've seen it recently, have you?
Yes, I have. Yeah. I've wanted to make a video about it, but in fact, I have recorded footage, but I just don't know about putting the corpse online, so I've not done it.
I feel like you could easily do that.
Well, I could, but I just don't know if I should.
What, for moral purposes?
Well, no.
He's been dead a long
surprisingly,
time.
no more algorithmic stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have noticed that
Algorithmic morals.
our more
Yeah.
blue content just did not do well at all.
What's blue content?
Our content is a lot of it is very niche videos about a disgraced politician from 20 years ago and his connection to the cocaine trade in Florida.
Right.
I don't know if that's an algorithm issue or just a sort of general interest issue, maybe. But, so yeah, you got Oliver Plunkett's head.
You've got the Irish Mountain Golf Championships, the Puck Fada.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
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 That's just describing it another way, but you know
Is
what
it
I mean.
there every year, or is it
Every year, August Bank Holiday weekend, it's near Ravensdale? It's Ravensdale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
going over the
Ravensdale.
Cooley
Yeah.
Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 kilometer course across the Cooley Mountains, 4 different categories.
4 categories?
Yeah.
Because one is, I knew that it's the
adults,
it's,
kids, male, female.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
because I know that they go off of the smallest, the fewest amount of pucks, and
Yeah.
not the quickest person to do it, which I always thought was kind of bollocks. Because
Yeah.
if you're bigger, you're going to be stronger to hit it farther. They should have another one that's a speed run. That who can
okay.
do it in
Oh, in actual
time.
actual time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's a good idea.
Just to give people
Yeah.
a chance.
You know they don't all go at the one time. They go one at a time, kind of.
Yeah,
They
much
take-
to my chagrin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you could do a speed run then as well, I suppose. It's basically just running up a mountain.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's pretty whack, though.
it is. I was showing some of the tourists this week the Puck Fada, but I was using your clips of it.
Yeah, huh?
And it's just pure catnip for Americans. They're like, that's wow.
That's weird. That's
It is
awesome,
like it's
yeah.
just like misty mountains, and just like lads whacking a schlitter up over things. Like, yep, that's what we're all like. I found the old Puck Fada myself.
What's
Ever
the throwing the metal ball down the road? What's that?
road
one?
bowling.
Road
Yeah,
bowling. Yeah.
road bowling. Yeah,
That's County
that's
Cork and
Armagh.
Armagh.
Yeah,
Yeah, weirdly enough, those two counties are not even near each other.
yeah. That's the one thing that they have in common.
Yeah.
I've
I've been meaning to do a video about that. I've not gotten around to it.
Yeah.
It'll happen at some stage for sure.
I think there's
feels
little bollards.
How someone doesn't get injured every year.
Yeah.
Because when you see the videos that everyone is just like looking directly,
Yeah.
they're all on top of the road, and as the ball approaches them, they start to move back.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. God help anyone who wants to drive down that road while that's happening.
but that's why, like, if you see like golf, they don't have like spectators on the green as someone's driving the ball down there and then just getting out of the way as it approaches. It's the equivalent of that.
What they do on the
No, they're on the outside of it though. There
Yeah.
wouldn't be like standing on the green,
Yeah.
waiting for the ball to come down and then just.
Yeah. But that's if you drive around like rural South Armagh, you'll find little bollards and placards to be like, here's where Brinsley McNamara threw a stone 200 meters.
Wow. I didn't know that. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, apparently little etchings, just like little memorials to
Yeah.
some of the greatest horseplay of all time.
Do you know the Irish
South
Bog
Armagh.
Snorkeling Championships? No?
No. This is what like tourists feel like when I talk to them. And you
Yeah.
say something like that, they're like, that I don't know if that's true. Or
It's
you're
a real
just
thing.
taking the piss. Yeah, the Bog Snorkeling Championship.
County Monaghan.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's about the height of it. I think it's in September. And I think they're only swimming snorkeling a pretty short course through a bog or something around those lines. Yeah.
But
Oh.
it only seems weird because we don't know about it. Like if you
you
were
grew up
from
with it,
here
yeah.
and then you were like, right, the ploughing championships. That every year we just have the biggest event in Ireland is what lads are getting into a tractor and ploughing a field.
I don't
and
know.
no one even watches that part.
I don't know if this is true, but is that because Electric Picnic, again, this is going to date the podcast, but
More
Electric
people-
Picnic has moved forward a month. Electric Picnic is this weekend,
yeah,
as opposed to the usual weekend in September. And is it because of the Ploughing Championship? Which is
I
also
no, I don't think so, because it was there 2 years ago as well, or a year ago as well. I'm
and
pretty
the EP
sure.
people didn't like that.
Really, no.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, yeah.
But like, what's
I'm pretty sure it was there last
They've
year.
moved one
yeah.
of the biggest music festivals in the country forward a month, and there's no real reason for it.
What they said last year was they were doing it to secure a particularly big act. What a lot of people reckon the real answer was because Coldplay are playing more than one night in Croke Park that time in September, and they didn't want to take the audience away, kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know which answer is true.
I mean, God help the people out there in the country who are like, will I go to EP or Coldplay? Sophie's choice.
If they had that foresight, fair play to them, but we're coming off the summer of just 50% sold out gigs all over the place.
What, here in Ireland? Like,
really? Yeah.
It's been
shocking.
So many gigs all at once. It was a glut.
Yeah.
I love how suspicious we are as a country where like a festival moves and they have a reason and everyone's like, what's the real reason? It's something to do with tractors, isn't it? I bet something fucking stupid. Because I'd heard it was they think it's going to be a good harvest this year, so the farmers need access to the land.
But they know that a year in advance, kind of thing. They might.
They will, a couple of months. Well, I don't know. Maybe it could just be a power move. They might just move it because they can.
Yeah. I don't mind. It's gonna be good weather, anyways.
Yeah. But so going back to events that. Because this is now a cold, wet, miserable December when we're listening to this episode.
Shocking out. Yeah.
It's shocking out. Who knows? There could have been some massive tragedy at Electric Picnic. Again. But
let's hope I make it through it anyways.
Yeah. But so what were the Puck Fada, the snorkeling championships?
Snorkeling championships, Monaghan.
We would have went to in Monaghan the McNamara, the Muckno Festival.
What the hell is that?
Which is again, as you were saying, it's one of those things that you see as a kid and you're like, oh, that's fine. But some of the events would have been men would have had a plank of wood and a nail and a hammer.
Right.
And much like the Puck Fada, you'd see how many strokes you could get the nail into the wood.
Is this still
not
going?
The fastest, but the fewest strokes.
Right. Pucks, you could say even.
Huh?
Pucks, you could even say maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's basically the Puck Fada, but that was a test of feat of strength. See how many taps you give a nail to get into a bit of wood, and there would have been a little JC. There was like a pool with rubber ducks and a JCB, and you try and scoop the ducks out with the JCB.
I remember at the Mullingar.
Good, honest country pursuits.
I remember at the Mullingar Agricultural Show years ago. I remember seeing this like a rope cordoned off zone, and there was a cow standing in the middle of it just on its own.
Yeah.
And there was chalked out lines, quadrants all down the middle with numbers written into it. And guys were putting bets into which one it would shit into. I've never seen that since, ever.
It had to be shut down. It was corrupt.
Yeah.
The cow
it was just laundering money.
The cow was in on it. Oh God! I mean, you have to entertain yourself some way,
That is
That's pure,
ingenuitive, just like no internet.
That's as raw as it gets.
Yeah.
God. What about what have you got any interest in feats from Carlo?
Carlo is undoubtedly the county I know the absolute least about.
No, there's very little. Because even like doing for the podcast, like we've William Desmond Taylor.
Yeah.
Because we've done him a few times, like live.
Lord Bangle.
Bagnall. Yep.
Well, what else? Well, obviously, right. There's no stories from Carlo.
There's nothing there. Yeah. Loud. Well, the Madness Chair in Dunahee.
I saw that from you.
Yeah. I get
some beautiful clips out there. In
tip top, absolutely tip top.
They don't get a
slightly hidden gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole area is fairly beautiful.
The potato vending machine.
The Plato vending
potato.
Vending Plato.
You just got a quote.
Yeah.
The potato vending
machine, only one in Ireland.
And the eggs vending machines up there.
Oh, there's loads of those. Those are all over the country.
Yeah,
those are kind of common now. Yeah,
they're great.
They're actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, the egg ones. I don't want to start a conspiracy theory with the egg things, but like they almost seem too good sometimes. You know what I mean? I'd say there's probably some guy you could just buy them in a shop and like cover them, and I mean you'd be losing money.
Yeah.
They're like covered.
It's
in
a lost
shit.
leader.
It's a lost leader. Gonna run Super Value out of town, but they're always like covered in shit and like a feather stuck in them.
Yeah,
which I feel like that's
how it happens, I guess. Yeah,
but it's too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's too much chicken shit. I don't know what my point is here.
Yeah. Do you know the milk vending machines?
I saw your video of it. Tell me this. What's the candy floss milk like?
Oh, unreal. Absolutely
Yeah.
unreal. Absolutely unreal. There's loads of flavors. There's mint. I don't like the idea of
But
mint.
you like
that sounds
you like the banana football special. So
That
I know
is
it's like you
true.
trust your palate now.
That's very true. You're very right there, yeah.
But in general, the milk itself, very good.
Oh, unreal. Absolutely tip top.
Yeah.
Tip top, yeah. Top level novelty.
Where was
Yeah.
that?
The one I saw was near Cavan Town, but there's one in Athlone. They're getting more and more common as well. They're not like the potato vending machine. There's just one of those as far as I know. Yeah.
Oh, and I'd meant to ask, for ages it's been on my mind, the Supermax sausages.
Yep.
How many?
What? Well, 197, I think it was.
Yeah, so I said 197. Did you get 2 portions? Or
No, just the one.
Okay, so it's
Because
not...
it says approximately 100 sausages.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, what does that mean? Like, you know.
Seemingly they don't know. It's double. Yeah.
I guess they mustn't have had the buckets because it came in boxes instead. You know, they just don't always have those. There is the buckets do exist. You can't get them in. That's just whatever. He must have just filled up 4 boxes, like whatever that is.
Yeah.
I was eating those for a week.
Oh, it's,
Yeah,
I was eating those for a week. I had them in the freezer and everything like that. They're unreal, to be honest.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah.
And you went up to the World War One or Two memorial and Ballygym stuff.
One, yeah, Ballygym. Yeah, that, by the way, the museum in there, because it's behind a museum, it's behind Cavan County Museum.
Yeah.
That is a tip-top museum, free to... No, it is not free to visit. That is not true whatsoever. It is, you have to pay to go inside it.
Myself and my girlfriend went there
Yeah.
years ago on our way back from a scouting mate. We were driving around Sean Quinn town because it's right. It's
Yeah.
not too far away from. I can't remember what his hometown was. Tyrrell? No.
Can't think.
It's just,
Oh, wait, I Sean Quinn, I was thinking you were talking about some guy from Signatory of the 1916 Rising for some reason.
no.
Yeah.
Sean Quinn's hometown is up just a bit north of that. But yeah,
Monaghan he is, I think, or something. What?
No,
No?
God, no. He's a cabin man.
Oh, right.
Or well, anyway,
Yeah,
But-
around there.
around
Yeah.
there. But this is the bizarre like World War One trenches in the middle of Ballygym.
And it's huge as well.
It is
It's like, it
huge,
is
yeah.
huge. Yeah. It advertises itself as... It's a long description. It's like the largest First World War replica, publicly available, visible replica trenches in Britain or Ireland. So presumably there's a larger one that's not publicly visible in Britain or in Ireland or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably just in Belgium, the actual trenches. Or
Oh,
something,
that too, yeah.
Ypres or
Yeah.
whatever. But it is bizarre to walk around. It felt like, because we were there maybe in 2021 or something, it felt like they put, because they tied it into the 1916, it feels like they put a lot of effort into it in 2016, the centenary, and then they thought, oh, we're not taking that down. It looks okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like 1916, 100-year stuff.
What do you make of the replica of the GPO there? Did you see that?
Great, yeah.
It's-
It's my photo where it's I did it.
Yeah, it's really... I don't know why it's... Yeah.
It's not to scale.
No, it's not. Well, it's definitely not. No.
Well, I mean, that's not the craziest thing because they've built a bloody
That would be
trench there.
that would be by far, if there was a life-size replica of the GPO there, that would be by far the craziest thing there.
yeah. There is a life-size replica of the GPO. It's on O'Connell Street.
Right. So where's the original?
Destroyed.
Fair.
Not available to the public.
Did you see now? This is again recent news, but they're closing down the New York portal.
Oh, that's...
RIP.
I just saw that being talked about. What's the story with that? I've never even seen it yet.
Yeah.
It was only meant to be there for a short while anyway, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It could be one of these things where they say it's closing and that drums up with, it turns out actually we love the portal now.
Yeah.
No, and it is, I like it as an idea.
Yeah.
I assume it would cost nothing, well, not nothing, but very little to keep going now that it's up.
I would love to see like a Cork Dublin portal. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I think that would have far greater value in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cork would prefer to have a portal to another part of Cork.
Cork, yeah. Instead of a portal, it's just a window. You can see through it to see more
It's just
Cork.
a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Cork fantasy. Cork, the last few times I've done gigs in Cork, you get welcomed up on stage and the MC would be like, this next act's from Dublin, boo, and then they just start talking about Dublin as a shithole. First, I'm not from Dublin.
Yeah.
I live here. But secondly,
Which was your decision?
it was my decision, but secondly, if you've taken a walk around Cork at night, don't be throwing stones. It's not
Like the
looking
rest
great.
of those people in Cork who throw stones at night time.
Yeah. They're throwing rocks. They're slinging rocks. That's slightly different than throwing stones. But Cork City has gone to the dogs.
Has it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
God.
It's not looking great.
Limerick's taken over.
I can never really get my head around Limerick as a city. The layout is strange.
Really?
Because it feels like the only city that has planning in it, which is an anomaly. You know what I mean? Like it's a grid. You don't have any of that in Ireland apart from Limerick. So
I didn't realize how big it was. Like population wise, Limerick's it's a sleeper city.
Limerick's the up and coming place, to be honest. I think big time. Yeah.
Well, Kev was talking mad shit about when we were down there. I kept saying it was lovely.
Yeah. I don't know. Limerick's been up and coming for a while.
That's true.
It's just either get there or get over it. You know, I mean, how long are you up and coming for before it stops any meaning? But Blind Boy is probably one of the biggest celebrities in the country at the minute, and has been for the last long while.
Yeah,
he's Limerick.
Who's the biggest celebrity out of Carlow? Is it you?
Saoirse Ronan.
Really, Carlow Town?
Yeah, she doesn't.
Really?
Why
don't you big up that more?
Say that.
She wouldn't say that, and she had her chance, multiple chances. She's always asked, and she never says Carlow, but
she says she's from Ireland.
Yeah.
When they say whereabouts,
those are two totally different things.
I'd say Sean O'Brien for the rugby.
Catherine,
maybe the inventor of the train or something.
The inventor of the train
of a locomotive, like
yes, that there's
don't think
John John Tyndall, the scientist man. And that's about
They're not celebrities, first of all. The scientist man for the past. What about Catherine something?
Catherine Thomas.
Catherine Thomas,
she's
Who's that?
RTE presenter.
Well, see, then you're in good contention to be the most famous Carlow person.
That's
put in a bit of
too real.
Work.
It's too much.
You're just flying too close to the sun. They put a statue of you up there.
A fear of success there. I'm limiting myself.
Is there any statues around Carlow?
There's a dolmen.
Yeah.
There's a big tree in the fountain.
No statues.
There's not. I'm trying to think. There has to be one somewhere, but no, I don't think so.
To be fair, I couldn't actually name a loud statue.
Not even, not at all.
In Dundalk, there's conceptual art statues, but actual just a statue of a person. I don't think so. I'm definitely forgetting some really obvious one, but
Mulgar, the Joe Dolan.
Of course.
That's one of the most famous in the country here.
Yeah.
For some reason.
It's mad that there's only one statue of Joe Dolan.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bridge as well.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the Joe Dolan Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was the longest bridge in the country.
It was the longest bridge. It's a land bridge. It doesn't go over water.
Yeah.
But
It's
a road.
Bridge.
Yeah, it's a road. Yeah.
Where's the musical bridge?
It's really close. It's not a bridge. Oh, sorry. Okay. The musical wall is outside Mullingar. It's actually, if you cross the Joe Dolan Bridge and turn out the direction to Bloomfield, it's like a hotel leisure centre, you'll pass by the musical wall. The musical bridge, on the other hand, is in Bellicora County, Mayo, North Mayo. Yeah. And that's that's big long bridge. It's run against a stone. Both of them work the exact same way. You run with a stone against it, and it makes kind of like, I think the musical wall in Mullingar is better. I think it makes much nicer
Yeah, because I didn't not to throw shade at it, but the bridge, that's not music. That's just sound.
Oh, it's just banging.
Well, now you're getting into semantics. Yeah. What do you expect to just play like "Oh me, oh my"? If you go at the right temperature, if you go at the right speed.
Was it on Weird Ireland or Weird Westmead? The Seven Wonders of Four.
Both.
Yeah. It's fair to say
I think it's the exact same footage on both. I didn't re-record it. I don't think I did.
Has anyone tested any of these? So
No.
the water does go uphill. That was like the old Father Ted joke, but that's real.
There is. I think those work the exact same way as the Magic Hill, where the car is always going downhill, just the countryside, to ruin anyone like that might think otherwise. But it's always going downhill, just the landscape nearby. It makes it look like it's going uphill. In the case of the water, that one might be slightly true. I think it's an underground kind of. Well, it's just a stream. It's just coming up, I guess.
Well, how about the water that won't boil?
Oh,
has anyone tested that?
Well, it's like anything. If you test it, bad luck, and you might die in a year's time.
You can't be going asking questions.
The tree that can't be burned is just cute. That's just open for youths.
Yep.
To just have a go at. I don't know how that's not happened.
Yeah.
Like the Dublin portal was there for about a day before lads realised they could go down and just ruin it.
Yeah.
That if the tree that can't be burnt hasn't been ever touched or even singed.
Singed, yeah. Well, it's not the tree that can't be singed. Just burnt.
Just burnt. There you go now, yeah.
But actually, that was one of your more recent ones, the invisible tree.
Oh, yeah,
Ross
County
Trevor.
Down. Yeah, Ross Trevor
I
County
went to
Down.
see that as well.
What, like, since I put it out?
No,
I
no,
gotta
no.
go see that.
I
No.
did. I didn't see your video yesterday and be like, come on, pack your bags. We're going to go to Ross Trevor and see the tree that can't be burnt. Is that the cat?
Pizza slice.
Yeah. You can come in.
Don't bring her in here.
This will be your first time on the camera.
Ah, God.
So you like the invisible tree in Ross Trevor County Down?
Well, I think myself and my partner were up there as well. And we were looking for, it appears on a map and then it's not in the actual, it's not there.
It's there.
But there's no tree.
It's there. There's a tree there.
Oh, okay.
It's
that was, sorry. It doesn't, no, I can't.
It's so weird. Yeah, I remember finding it and not having any idea what it was about, but it just so happened there was a guy right behind me and explained everything to me.
Nice.
Kind of like a random encounter, like in something. But he
But that,
apparently a hotel wanted to build something around there, and on the planning or something, it made it look like the tree wasn't there, so it was like a protest. So they go, "Oh, this is the invisible tree."
the
'cause it's on the
invisible
map.
tree.
It's a surprisingly long story too.
Yeah. It feels like very petty local ordinance nonsense.
Well, hey, it's still there. So they
But
pulled it
within
off.
the park grounds, you've got there's the Down Tourism Board is really clinging on to a couple of lines that were written by
lions.
a couple of lions, witches, and wardrobes.
Oh, right.
written by C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
Have you seen that stuff in there?
I've seen it on Google Maps.
There's some C.S. Lewis made some reference once to that, like Ross Trevor was God's county, and they've really lent into that. They're like, what? It was his favorite place in the world. He loved Ross Trevor above all else.
Have you ever read Ulysses?
I'm just gonna lie and say no.
So you've read it?
No.
Okay. Well, I think I've never read it. In the book, I believe James Joyce makes one passing reference to Mullingar.
Yeah.
And now there's a plaque of that. It's a really small
As
plaque.
mentioned
As mentioned in Ulysses.
Yeah. Well, that's bad. Yeah, Ross Trevor. I think it is that part. There's a whole thing of said like because there's like a little
There's
Narnia in there somewhere.
That's where Narnia is in County Down.
That's what they would have you believe anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've not read those books either.
Yeah, I've read those books. They're
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
Groovy. There you go now.
Ross Trevor also has. Did we do that? No. I'm realizing now that I did like drag Lisa around the country during COVID times just to look at random stuff. But there's an
ideal.
obelisk. Did you do that when you were up in Ross Trevor?
Oh, that's like. Is that not I was gonna, but is that not like a general who burnt down the White House?
Yeah.
So when I read that, I was like, that's interesting. I'm not going to do that.
That's prime. It was General Ross Trevor. He burnt down the White House in the War of
1812. Yeah.
Which I love because it's beautiful scenic drive there along the coast.
It is.
But I always think of like Americans just driving along and be like, oh, wowee. Look at this. That's an interesting looking obelisk, honey. Let's pull over and see what this is. Oh, dedicated to the man who burnt down the White House.
But here, they got a new White House out of it.
Yeah, that's
They would have had a crummy White House if not.
burnt down by, for want of a better term, an Irishman, and then rebuilt by an Irishman.
Who rebuilt it?
No, it was designed by an Irish architect.
Really?
Wasn't it? Yeah.
God.
I think Ross Trevor was, he was Irish.
Yeah. So was Duke Wellington.
So was the Duke of Wellington.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Arthur Wesley.
Yeah.
I think there's more.
Just gonna start naming people who are Irish.
Yeah. Saoirse Ronan, though she wouldn't bloody let you know it. Now there's another connection with General Ross Trevor and the fucking, not the Star Spangled Banner. What's that other song that the Americans love?
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
No, it was to do with Baltimore and the bridge that collapsed recently. No, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know. Anyway. But
Something to do with him anyways.
The obelisk is very funny. I think it's a very, very funny monument to have.
Yeah, no, I try to shy away as best as I can from anything that might be even a little bit like
Political.
yeah.
What's political about storming the Capitol and burning the White House to the ground? I'm not suggesting that we should do it. I'm just saying that,
Why is it political?
why is it political?
Exactly. Good point.
Why is it inherently political?
Yeah.
What's not political at all is food.
I'm kind of quite harsh and critical of Irish food. I don't think Irish food is particularly nice. But then people have reminded me, I am kind of thinking of old food, coddle and stew and stuff like that, boiled cabbage.
Boxty.
But modern Irish food is pretty interesting. The spice bag.
Very good. Very, very, very good. In fact.
I mean, I'm sure someone's mentioned this before, but the chicken fillet roll.
Yeah, it's come up. It's definitely come up.
Breakfast roll. The English don't have breakfast rolls. do they?
Jumbo breakfast roll,
Yeah.
as invented by Pat Short in 2010. the crisp sandwich.
Classic.
Classic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the one that gets
salad sandwiches.
Salad sandwiches.
Yeah.
Even a summer salad. A simple L salad, also invented by Pat George.
Sugar sandwiches.
There
you go, yeah.
Crisp sandwiches is the one that always trips up the Americans. That's the point where they stop believing me.
Yeah.
I think because they're like, that's not a thing. It's not a... Because all Irish delicacies of that type, it's just one carbohydrate and another carbohydrate put together with sugar on top of it and butter if you're feeling fancy.
Have you ever seen a pie roll?
See, there you go.
That's like a Scottish thing. That's like,
right.
But it's certainly within the Celtic.
Because I have tried a sausage roll, which is just a baguette with 3 sausage rolls inside of it.
That's basically a pie roll.
And I'll tell you this.
What about
phenomenal?
People, no matter what, even when it's just like heaps of carb together and sop, it's always people always say, "Oh, unreal." Yeah, pie rolls may be class.
No, well, usually what they'll say is, "Oh, God, that sounds But I am very tempted.
And then there's leave to go get one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well, I'll try it, and then you'll put on 5 stones in the next couple of weeks. But what were you two talking about before? What are you going to go eat after this?
I was absolutely going to ask you. Like, I mean, I'm dying to try a Rappo, but I don't really know what it is.
So imagine the consistency or the outer workings of a spring roll.
Yeah.
Right, but on the inside,
crispy.
it's curry and rice and chicken. Then you dip it into a pot of curry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't recommend it more. I know that saying this now on this podcast, if you're going to do a video on it, I'm never going to be able to get. It's going to be lines out the door.
Yeah.
But
oh my God, it's the home of the original Rappo. And you won't even get a fucking look in. You'll be out in the cold trying to make your own, get a tub of curry.
I'll just have it delivered 2 hours.
Yeah, like imagine if that, because it's one of the, it's the fucking rough enough looking spot. I can't imagine if that became like a bougie restaurant.
Yeah. Well, because it's one of those, it's the same as Namaste, my favorite Indian. It's just terrible reviews online, but really good quality food at very cheap prices. So I just want to keep it that way. I'm not the ones leaving the bad reviews.
No,
that's not.
There's a lot of 3-star reviews being like, I got food poisoning from the chickens. Like, what's that ordering? Don't order the chicken.
Yeah.
Just get the vegetarian.
Stop having such a weak stomach.
Yeah, get over it. But what other Irish delicacies are there?
Rissoles, you know those?
The Wexford one.
Wexford rissoles, yeah.
No.
Oh, you don't know them?
Rissole?
Rissole, Rissoles.
No.
Yeah, they're basically a battered, deep, fat, fried potato cake.
Thank you.
Unreal. Absolutely tremendous. You can get them battered or you can get them breaded. I've never tried the breaded one.
Yeah.
Only Wexford Town, really. Well,
okay.
The thing is, I made a video about it. People are like, oh, you can get those in Wales, you can get those in Cork, you can get those in Northern Ireland, but they just have all different names for them.
Yeah, okay.
But a Rissole, the one called a Rissole, just Wexford Town.
Okay.
Boxty, you mentioned.
Yeah.
That's like in Scotland, they'd call that a tatty scone, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Yeah, it is like a flat potato cake, a flat cold potato cake. Kind of thing, or?
Can you fold it over if you want like a calzone?
Yeah.
And it's
you want to be Protestant about it.
And it's County Leitrim or Roscommon or both or not?
It feels like they're up north a lot.
Boxty,
yeah.
I think Leitrim's big into it. Yeah.
There's Gallagher's Boxty House in Temple Bar.
Yeah.
Which charges you about 40 quid for.
But you'll get everything in Dublin, kind of thing, and like bougie
Apart from
versions of them.
culture.
Yeah. There's.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
There used to be a lot more localized soft drinks in Ireland. Most of them are like, we were talking about Score. Football special still going. Actually, that's getting even stronger now. That's going to be nationwide very soon.
That's true. Kevin McGarren put up some posts about like Cavan Cola.
Cavan Cola, yep. Yeah. Ended in about the early 2000s.
Oh, really?
That was the first cola in Ireland. That bet Coca-Cola to Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, it was made by the Cavan.
Well, they had a head start being in Cavan.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But there used to be distilleries like. Since the 1920s or 30s in Ireland, there's been soft drinks in the country. They're very popular, but there were so many bottling companies. They would just each county almost would have its own one. There wasn't such a network, and there was no international companies doing it. There was no Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola came to Europe after the Second World War because GI Station wanted, they wanted Coca-Cola in that. The Cavan Bottling Company knew the days were numbered. Coca-Cola is going to come over, so we may as well beat them to getting a cola into Ireland. So they made Cavan Cola. And it was the first cola in Ireland. The only problem was they didn't know they'd never even tasted cola in their life. They didn't even know what it tasted like. They just knew it was black and it was a soft drink.
Nice.
Yeah, so they had to guess what it tasted like.
Right, yeah.
So seemingly it tasted like licorice. They just because it was black, they
that's a
guessed
good
it would be
guess,
licorice flavored. Yeah, no, that'd be the best guess you could get. It's probably licorice flavored, and apparently it's a lot sweeter than a cola was. But people that tried it first were like, "No, this is what cola is actually like." Coca-Cola's like, that's not cola,
Coca-Cola's an off-brand Cavan Cola.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to try some. I would. It's not going to happen. But
This is your like people are chasing down the original Coke recipe, but you just want the original.
I want the original Cavan Cola one. Yeah, I want that back. I want to try it.
It's like the gravy down in Chicken Hut in Limerick. It's the original KFC recipe.
Is there a how did it get there, or where did it?
You have to ask people from Limerick. And Cork is the same hillbillies that they have a rivalry with that. They say that it's technically, I think they both have the original KFC recipe.
Yeah. Have you ever tried this gravy?
Much like people from Limerick and Cork, Colonel Sanders is a massive racist.
Really? I didn't even know he was a real person. I thought he was just like Ronald McDonald or something like that.
He looks like the embodiment of racism, though. Like the old South.
But yeah, no, they say that they've got the original KFC recipe, and in fairness, anytime I go down to either of them, just get the gravy chips.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I think the KFC current curry, gravy. I don't think it's great at all.
Well, they shouldn't have changed the recipe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
What about Tubber curry in Sligo?
Well, yeah, I was trying to think what that is for a minute there.
Tub of curry.
Tub of curry. Yeah. Surely to God, Tubber curry in Sligo has lent into a tub of curry.
Surely, yeah.
The tub of curry.
There's a name too good there to be wasted. I don't know if they've done it.
If there's not, Sligo, it's fucking on it, right? Hopefully these episodes will come back to back, because we were just talking about how Yeats isn't buried in Sligo.
Oh, yeah. That's actually, I've written about that in the book as well.
Yeah.
He might or he might not be.
Bad.
Well, do you know things I don't know? I don't know.
And that is where this part of the episode finishes up. If you want to hear the rest of it, go and sign up to the Patreon. Or if you're already a Patreon member, enjoy. Good luck.